Alright, so I am back, and today we're going to be doing a rant of the week because I can. And a lot of people have been asking me to talk about it. So yeah, we'll talk about it. Use my review station in the background here. Kind of new setup for me, so it's fun. But anyway, so a lot of people have been asking me about my opinions on the new Bumblebee movie, which is hysterical because I already did a video on it, urging people don't go see it. So even after that, I get a lot of people asking about it and talking about it, and then I get a video, or then I get people talking about the new trailer that just dropped a few days ago. And in this trailer, we get a scene of a really good looking Optimus Prime and Soundwave. And he's opening up his chest, and you see Ravage come jumping out and stuff like that, and it looks good. The first trailer that I saw, somebody sent me, kind of looked like it was fake, but then the official trailer came out, and it's not fake. Just almost like the scenes that you see the Optimus and the Soundwave almost looks like it's cut from a video game and popped into it, so maybe the CGI is still in progress, but they look good. I'm still not going to go see the movie. You know, I've been seeing a lot of people and hearing from a lot of people that because of that, they're super hyped and they're excited to go see the movie. And what I need to ask people is it really gonna matter at this point what they look like? Looking back at the last two movies, Age of Extinction and The Last Night, think back to those movies and just remember how bad they were. Would it have mattered if they looked like the G1 counterparts? No, it was just bad. You can spruce up the character all you want, but if the writing's bad, the writing's bad. I have zero faith in this movie, regardless of the fact that if some of the Transformers look good. It's confusing to be like, oh, hey, look, Optimus is like his G1 self. Soundwave's like his G1 self. Ravage looks like his G1 self. Bumblebee does not. The new Blitzwing, when we thought that it was Starscream, it's like, okay, you know what, that kind of looks like a better version of Starscream than what we had. But then it turns out it's Blitzwing. But it's like, it's still not a very G1 Blitzwing. Or even if you were to be like, oh, it's Starscream, it's not a very G1 Starscream either. So it's a decent looking one. But at the end of the day, what really matters is the writing. If it's the same creative team, which it is, that was behind the last two movies, somewhere it's all about the same people. I don't have the patience to look up, like, if maybe it's got a new writer, but it's like, it's too late. Not only does it need to be rebooted, but it needs to go to a completely different company. I mean, get it out of Michael Bay's hand and eyesight completely. It needs to get away from him. Now, I want to clarify something because I always feel like I have to. Is I like the first three Bay movies. I really do. It's one of my favorite trilogies of all time. The third one, Dark of the Moon, is still, to this day, one of my favorite films of all time. I absolutely love it. But I absolutely hated 4 and 5. And if it could, it's, to me, I think it's almost too late for it to go back to even the quality of the first three. It's too late for that. The damage has been done from 4 and 5. It's too far gone. And I don't think there's coming back from it. Now I know some people like 4 and 5, and that's fine, and they'll probably like this one too, but and it's like some people are saying that it's gonna be the reboot, but it's not, and then it's gonna be a prequel, but it's not, and it's like I just don't care at this point. It's done. It's over with. And one friend was telling me that they might have looked that way centuries ago, and throughout the years they've kind of evolved into this, which I have to say no, probably not, because you look at the Fallen, he didn't change from early years, and you look at Sentinel Prime, he didn't change. They all look like the Bayverse stuff. So I can't see them changing that drastically. So this is just them, as far as I can tell, this is just them throwing in G1 likenesses to try and cater to some people, thinking that, oh, this is going to get that fan base back. And it seems to be working, because there's a lot of people that are now super hyped for it. But all I can say is, like, if it's still the same quality as the last two movies, it's still going to be shit. It'll be polished shit, but it's still shit. Shit is shit, and you ain't gonna get away from it. Once you get it on your hands, it stinks. It just, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. And that's where I'm at with the Bayverse movies, because I am done. I am so done with this. The last two were so horrendously bad, and this one's going to just be more of the same shit. I am far from excited for the new Bumblebee movie. I am far from it. I'll admit that the CGI for Optimus and Soundwave looks good, but there's no part of me that's going to hope that that's going to be how it really is in the movie. The way that they kind of do, like if you watch the trailer, the CGI is different for those characters, and it's clear that they're back on Cybertron. The CGI is different for them than it is for the other ones that are in the trailer. So maybe it's like Bumblebee is showing a projection of his memory of events or something. Maybe that's what that is. I don't know. I have no idea. I was just kind of speculating. But it's just like, again, why does Optimus look like G1 but Bumblebee doesn't? It makes no sense. And a lot of people could speculate, that it's O's because it's years gone by, or this or that or whatever, what have you. We're kind of in like a Star Trek Klingon situation. Now what I mean by that is, if you go watch the original series, watch the Klingons in the original series, and then you watch Klingons in any other series, and you'll realize they look completely different from one another. They act similar, but they don't look anywhere near the same. And they try to explain that in Enterprise, like why they look so different. And it's because there was like a virus or something like that. And, so I think it's going to turn into one of those. But at the same time, that's giving the Bayverse way too much credit. I doubt that there'll be an explanation. They're just going to be like, oh yeah, these guys look like this now. And it's like, but they didn't look like it in the later movies. So in the early movies, and then if they have later movies, they're going to look like that. But not like... It's not making sense, and again, at the end of the day, it won't matter. I honestly do not think that it's going to matter if these guys look like G1 or if they look like the Bayverse. Quite frankly, I think they should have stuck with the Bayverse and stuck with the continuity of the Bayverse, rather than try and change it up. And if they're going to reboot it, they need to just stop and reboot it. You know, just stop trying with it, because it's not working anymore. It was definitely designed for that first trilogy, but then after that everything past that just isn't very good. So no. So to answer other people's questions that have been asking me, no, I am not excited for Bumblebee. No, this does not get me excited. No, this doesn't make me want to see it. Nothing at this point. Nothing is going to get me to want to invest in this movie. And by invest in this movie, I mean go see it. Maybe if it's on Netflix or Hulu, I may watch it years from now. But I will not go see it in the theaters. I'm not going to buy it on DVD. I'm not going to rent it. I'm not going to spend 1 penny on this movie, because I don't want to. I went and saw 4. I believe it was opening night, because I love 3 so much, and I went to see that. And to me, that was so bad that I refused to watch 5 until it went to Netflix. That's how bad 4 was to me. And then 5 was worse. I mean, I didn't spend any money on 5, and it was still worse, to the point where now it's like, okay, well, it's beyond repair. The Bayverse to me is beyond repair. So until they reboot the series and start clean start, not half-assed reboot or whatever. You know, and some people are saying like this is the reboot, but it's like, no, it's not. You know, it's like you can't reboot without rebooting and still make a movie in both continuity. It doesn't work like that. I mean, I think the only continuity that could work like that is Star Trek, because they mess with the timeline a lot in Star Trek. So it's like, it's okay. You guys are fine. And then, you know, like how they did the prequel to the Planet of the Apes. But then again, you're talking about like the new 8 movies, which are technically kind of the prequel to the original 8 Planet of the Apes movie. And it's like, so these 3 new movies are incredibly great movies, and they're basing their lore off of the original Planet of the Apes, which is one of the greatest films of all time. So it's like, you're talking about greatness here, so people can make it work. But if you're talking about the Bayverse, there's no greatness in the Bayverse. So it's like, you know, building off of it to reboot it, it doesn't make sense. To prequel it and then make it into a reboot also doesn't make... Nothing about this makes sense. So, yeah, you can, like I said, you can polish it up all you want, but it's still going to be shit. It's a shitty movie. Well, I don't know. It might be a great movie. It might be the best Transformer movie we ever had. You know, it's hard to say. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm not excited for it at all. I'm not going to go see it. I have a feeling that it's going to be the same shit, and you know, they're going to spruce it up, and then everybody's going to go see it, and they're going to be like, oh, I'm really disappointed. But there's going to be a lot of people that are going to say, oh, it was still really good. Ooh, excuse me, sorry, I've been up all night. Some people are going to say, oh, it's still really good, because they don't want to admit that it's shit. So, yeah. So, that's my opinion of the new Bumblebee movie. I don't care. I really don't care that they spruced it up. It's not going to make a difference, you know? You know, think of it this way. If you're an asshole, or think of any asshole you know, like straight grade A asshole, you do not like them. They go to the barbershop, get a fresh new haircut. Maybe they had a beard and they shave it off. You know, they nice and clean cut. They're still an asshole, just with a better hairstyle.